What's up guys, it's Cameron. It's been forever since I've made a video. I'm aware of that. Obviously, a different setting behind me. I grew up, I'm in college now. I'm at the University of Florida, number 8 public school in the nation, so somehow I finessed my way in here, pretty lucky. It's been like 3 months honestly since I've been here, haven't made any videos, super busy pledging my frat. That's been great. Done with that now, so I have some more free time, not too much, because classes are very challenging. But I want to start making YouTube videos again, and I think I have a lot of information and content I can provide for you guys that hopefully you can enjoy. So today's video is going to be on just tips to get into your dream school, or more specifically, the University of Florida, which I know for a lot of people is their dream school. It's the premier college of Florida. A lot of people, their parents went there, so they kind of grew up loving the Gators. And just over the last couple of years, it's gotten a lot more challenging to get in. The acceptance rates are really low, really competitive. ACT and SAT scores. So I'll be talking to you all about that, telling you what I got to get in. And you might be surprised, but it should be interesting. And yeah, obviously I'm in my dorm right now, so I'll probably do a dorm tour eventually. There's like a lot of beeping going on behind me. I'm sorry. I live like right in the center of campus. It's a great location, but it's noisy. I know. So anyway, getting into it, I never even thought I was going to go to the University of Florida. I just thought I was going to go to Indiana University. But then I realized just how expensive it was to go out of state. And with Florida Bright Futures, if you have the top level, it's full paid tuition. So obviously, free tuition versus $40,000 a year, that's kind of a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
So I decided to go to UF, and obviously, at that point last year, it was number 9 public school in the nation, so hard to pass up on that opportunity. But yes, obviously, you guys know, grades are important. Everyone kind of messed around freshman year. They figured their grades didn't matter. But if you are thinking of applying to UF, you're at least a decently good student. So hopefully you weren't taking too bad of classes freshman year, so you didn't screw up too much. That was the case for me. I got pretty much straight A's. I got a B every once in a while in Spanish. That was not my specialty. Got up to Spanish 3, knew nothing, but still somehow finessed like a B or an A for the quarters, and just got out of it as soon as possible after sophomore year. But so in school, like honestly, my school was really smart. So I actually ended up being like, I think number 70 in my class out of like 450, which is top 20 percentile, which is good. But compared to some of the kids I've talked to here, I mean, they're all like top 10 in their class. It's crazy. So I think, but that more just has to do with my school and the demographics of my area, more than just like overall. Because talking to some people, like my GPA was just as good as theirs. Test scores are similar. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with rank, but I'm just letting you know my situation. So like for my school, because it does ask you on the application, your class rank and like your percentile. So like for me, it was never that impressive. It was like 72 and like top 20%, barely. So that was that for me. Honestly, another thing people always tell you, volunteer experience. Honestly, I don't have that much of that. For Bright Futures, I got 100 volunteer hours, but that was only because I was an assistant coach for my brother's basketball team, so that got me a big chunk of mine. And then obviously I had some here and there, but nothing too important. I didn't write on any of that stuff, like for my essays and stuff. I thought that was kind of pointless. Like, I felt nothing from that. So that doesn't, I mean, I'm sure if you have a great experience through that, write about it. It'll help you a lot, but that just wasn't the case for me. But anyway, now going into the things you want to know, SAT and ACT scores. SAT score, first time I took it, I think I stayed up really late the night before. Never really been a big studier. Took it, got a 1320. At the time, like I didn't really know what to think of that. It was better than like my friends, so I was happy about that at the time. And then I looked up like the average, and it was above average for Indiana, so I was like, okay, perfectly fine for me. It was like 93rd percentile, so I'm like, okay. Yeah, 1320, honestly, for UF though, that is on the lower spectrum. So if you have a 1320 now, I would highly encourage you to try to get a better score, because that's on the low end, and the school's only getting more and more competitive to get into. So if you got a 1320, definitely get up higher. And ACT, I got a 30 the second time I took it. I got 28 the first time, 30 the second. 30 is really good. 30 was like a point or two, or I think 30 actually might have been just on average again for UF. So that was definitely nervous. That really stressed me out, because obviously below average and average, that definitely does not mean you have a good chance of getting in. So I was super nervous about that. But that brings me into my biggest point, and this is one of the things I've learned, kind of just talking to people here on campus, and just like meeting friends and meeting new people in my frat, people in clubs here and stuff. The biggest tip to get into the University of Florida, or really your dream school in general, is to be super involved in high school. That was the thing for me. You know, I had good grades, but I didn't have amazing grades. I had good scores, not amazing scores. But the thing that separated me from other people who were also applying to UF is I was super involved in high school. Junior year, I just pretty much joined like every club, because like in high school the clubs don't matter that much. You just come to one meeting like once every 2 weeks for 30 minutes, get a shirt, and that's it. So I was super involved, like just joined the clubs just for fun, got out, met people. Then at the end of junior year, elections were coming up, and I've always really liked being in charge, or at least liked having a leadership position. So I ran for a leadership position in I think every single club, and I'm pretty sure, or I did get a leadership position in every club except for student government for the whole school. I ran for student body vice president and lost by 7 votes, which sucked. Katie, if you're watching this video, congrats. But yeah, still super involved. I wasn't the president of any club, but vice president, historian, social media director, really just random things throughout, but I could still put on my resume to show I had a leadership position. And also basketball, I was the team captain. So obviously I put that. That was one of my favorite stats from UF when I was here for orientation. They said something like they had more team captains accepted this year than like any other year before. So obviously they put a big emphasis on that. And that also shows you it's not just like all nerds coming here, which is nice. But team captains obviously are athletic, and they do know how to lead. And I don't know, for some reason I was just really proud of that statistic. So yeah, but definitely be super involved and just be really well-rounded. I think a lot of the times, you've probably heard this before, but a lot of times like people just try to focus in on just one thing. And for me, I was just super involved. I had a good amount of friends because I was so involved. I had people all over the place that I knew. It was really enjoyable high school experience. I was thankful for that. And I kind of just wrote about that for UF. I was just saying all my experiences and just like how I had been involved in so many different things. And I think that really put me apart. And because honestly, when I look back, like one of my best friends did not get into UF, and like it was bad because we were away on a basketball game, and decisions came out at 5:50, came out a little bit early. So we both went and we looked with a couple younger kids from the basketball team. We refreshed at the same time. I got in, he didn't get in. His SAT and ACT scores were both better than mine, and his GPA was like 0.3 points better than mine, which is a pretty big deal. And he did not get in, and that was just, I could not believe it. And I felt so lucky. I felt terrible for him, obviously, but then just looking back, I was trying to think what separated me from him, and I think it was just my involvement on campus and just leadership positions in general. So that would be my biggest tip to get into UF. I got into all my other schools I applied for except for 2, but that's okay because those are the 2 hardest schools to get into in like the nation, Harvard and Penn. So not too surprised I didn't get in there because, you know, people with perfect SAT and ACT scores still don't get in. So what was I expecting? So, but anyway, it's been great here at UF. This is just my first video talking about the admissions process. I hope it's not too long. I don't know how long I've been talking for. I think I was talking very quickly, but I like to talk and I haven't made a video in forever, so kind of getting it all out right now. But definitely a lot of content coming your way. If there's anything you want to know about like frat life, stuff that I can tell you, or other things with UF, please let me know in the comment section. I'll try to make some videos. My dorm is sick, so definitely expect a dorm video coming soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you learned from this video. If you need anything, follow me on Instagram and send me a DM. I'm definitely willing to help you get into UF. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.